Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 26 of Isle by Film. This is not really a full episode as I would normally do it, where I talk about analog photography, but instead today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the crisis that we are all undergoing worldwide now. In Nanaimo, British Columbia, I by no means think that we are affected like a lot of places are. So I can really only talk about my own experience. This past day, I've actually listened to multiple stories, and I'm going to link to a couple below. One was on This American Life, and which is a podcast out of New York City. And the crisis there is overwhelming, to say the least. And there's really no words to describe the suffering that those people are going through and the struggle that they're dealing with, to the likes that we've never really ever experienced here in North America. And so I think this is one of the reasons why we are so unprepared for this. And because we're used to these things not happening to us, at least not on a global scale or a mass scale. I mean, you can see major disasters happen in certain places and your heart goes out to them, but sometimes it feels like it's just removed from you and it doesn't touch you. And so this one, on the other hand, is incredibly close to home. In fact, the majority of Vancouver Island, in fact, British Columbia, and then of course into Canada and North America, we're really in a lockdown. I don't even know if you can hear off in the distance the ambulance that's going on. And I'm up on this mountainside overlooking Nanaimo. So, boy, it just feels strange. Every day you wake up, you prepare for work, you do the best you can to try and help keep yourself and your family away from this virus that seems to be sweeping the globe. But it's an invisible enemy. And it feels like an enemy some days. You feel like once you're back in your home and everybody's safe and well, you feel like you're in your safe place and you can kind of let your guard down. But once you leave those doors, at least how I feel personally when I leave my doors in the morning outside, I immediately seem to feel this sense of, yeah, it's out there and we have to protect ourselves and be on guard. Now, I am not advocating for 1 second that we should live our lives in fear. I think it's important to social distance. I think it's important to take time to make sure that you are sanitizing and cleaning your spaces, especially at work, where it's a constant thing. So it's constantly in your mind, and you can't help but check the news on a semi-regular basis, and you try not to do too much because it makes you feel overwhelmed. So to avoid rambling on, I just want to quickly talk about how creativity can play a role in this crisis and in each individual's isolation. For a few reasons. Number one, and this is probably the most important one that I want to get across, is creativity is so paramount to our lives simply because of the fact that I believe we were created by a creative God. And as a result, we feel alive when we create things. Now, my mode of creativity and art happens to be photography, and analog photography particularly, although I do shoot digital as well. Yours might be painting. Yours might be exploring. It might be all sorts of different things. And there are so many different avenues of creativity. But I encourage you greatly to explore it. In fact, I was really encouraged when I left the house to go on this walk. I saw my youngest daughter. She was sitting in her room. She's 16 years old, and she was knitting. She took up knitting today. Her knitting needles came in by Amazon, and the yarn came in by Amazon, and she is going at it. She's teaching herself how to knit. That's incredible, right? So I'm really encouraged by those kinds of things. And the second reason I would encourage you to create is because it's a good distraction from what's happening in the world around you, especially when you get home at the end of the day and you don't want to focus on news because you've done that all day long and you're feeling maybe a little bit discouraged. That creativity allows you to go into a different mindset. It allows you to be able to step back, relax, give yourself a break, and create something new and exciting. And so the third reason I would encourage you to create is to document. This is an unprecedented time, and that word keeps getting said over and over and over again, including by myself. And because this is a time that we will want to remember, that our kids will remember, that we'll tell our grandchildren once we have them one day. We'll tell them about this time in 2020 when we started a brand new decade, one's a significant one like this, and we dealt with isolation and the fear of the unknown and all these things. And, you know, just simply taking the time to document even your own family, even taking photographs of the people you love around you, that will really make a difference. And if it doesn't make a difference to anyone else, it'll make a difference to you, because you can go back at that and you can look at it and retell those stories, and you'll have photographs to tell those stories by. And for the final reason number 4, that I think it's so important to create, especially in times like this, it's to create to share, not necessarily to get anything out of it yourself, but to create maybe a distraction for others, maybe a light moment, maybe something that'll give somebody a little bit of joy, help them connect with you, and help people connect in this digital world that we're living in. One of the things that I've painfully realized since being in more of a isolation type mentality are the people that I miss. The people I miss from church, the people I miss interacting with in stores when I'm out and about, and in other businesses that I would go and see, our customers, all those kinds of things. Those are the things that I truly miss. And so if any of this creativity, if this video sparks even just a little bit of happiness or joy in you, then you know what, that's a good result, and I'm happy with that. So reason number 4 is create to share. Now those are 4 reasons that you should create content and create anything for that matter during this time of isolation. So I just want to leave you with this and let you know that that I wish you all the best, and I hope that you stay safe and well and happy and all those things, and praying for all the places that are heavily affected by this COVID-19 crisis. So once again, thanks for watching Island by Film. I know this is a different one, but I really appreciate you going through the whole video.